everyone's setups look so, like, professional now that everyone has to work from home.
Yeah, man.
My
Nice.
laptop is a Lego box.
Fantastic.
Oh, boy.
And it's in the kitchen.
The last 2 nights' work has had happy hours, so.
That's far too bright for my pale skin, but that's okay. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Whoever hasn't had the opportunity to meet Rob, everybody.
Howdy, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Everybody out there, Rob's helping us do the last bit of proofing for the book, giving it another pair of fresh eyes.
Can't hurt.
And we almost have a
Oh,
book.
it's essential.
Yeah, I would say. You're deliberately de-exaggerating it. It's true, Rob. The stuff that you've been finding and picking out, because everybody that's in this call that I see faces have looked through everything, and you're all finding different types of things.
Yeah.
So I really think it was. I mean, we could print anything. We could print like a first draft, and it would be interesting. But this is really taking it to the point where we're getting all of the bugs and squashing them. So.
All these spelling mistakes are really interesting.
Yeah, that's oh my god.
I said to Jason before, I feel like comma guy at the moment, because it felt like every other one I was making was like, move this comma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The commas
It's
are hotly debated subjects at all times. So, honestly, I'm glad we're getting rid of some.
Yeah, and I'm basically just, there's a Jasper like veneer in this whole book of fuck it, I'm gonna do it this way kind of a thing. Not like fuck it, I don't care, but more like I'm gonna do this because I know it was done. It was done somewhere else. I'm just gonna make it consistent. Fuck them. I'm not gonna ask them. I'm just gonna do it right. And I feel like that's basically my level of proofreading.
I'm gonna do it correctly.
Yeah.
And not give them a chance to fuck it up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was interesting you made all the elves 11 feet tall. I thought that was a weird change.
No,
But
seriously.
Well, they're tall.
But honestly, I think what I'm most, they are tall. And you know what comes along with being tall is, and what I'm most proud of for changing in Theria is that elves only live for about 35 to 40 years.
Yep.
Good.
So enjoy your race.
I thought you were going to say 35 to 40 days. Like
That's
the
what you
Mayfly
get
of
as
races.
A few hours at most.
That was an alien in Star Trek, and I really liked her character because, like, her species only lived for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And she was
Oh,
good
yeah,
friends
right.
with the little Dr. Seuss character. It was cute.
So we almost have a book now,
We do.
in a way. At this point, the update from a layout point of view is I called it last night. I'm going to be really, really open and honest with you. Last night, no one responded specifically. Bree put some icons up, some emojis, but I was super excited about calling edit freeze on everything because that to me was the biggest milestone for me. So edit freeze on all chapters. There's no more editing coming through.
Everyone claps so Jasper can feel good. Yay! Good job, Jasper!
Make him freeze up his video again.
You okay?
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're jittery. You always hit me up when I'm in a session, and I was in a 3-hour session last night. So the second I'm like, let's do that thing, Jasper's like, hey, I got stuff, and it's like, I'm sorry, buddy, I'll come back. And
I'm not bitching. I was just saying, for me, because it happened with Anna too. Anna walked up. We're all slammed at work. We're both doing our full-time jobs. We've got the kids, and we each have our big stressors going on at work right this second. She comes up from where she was working, and she walks in, and I'm like, hey, guess what? I just called edit freeze on. She basically did this. Okay.
Honestly, I don't think any of us knew how big a deal that was to you. Like, we were like, oh yeah, edit freeze. That just means he's done with our shit.
Yeah, that's.
Like, I didn't.
I've officially done listening to you.
And I realized I realized whenever she was okay, I realized no one else understands what this milestone was for me.
Right.
This was a milestone, this was a milestone of there's no more back and forth going through hands. It's basically now in the sense of where the book is. It's me getting it into a PDF that could potentially be sent to a printer. Now, I imagine you're going to look at it. There's probably going to be another couple of little things that come up at the very end. But from my point of view, it's like this now means I can make a book and hand it to you rather than going back and forth with different pieces. So here we are.
Dude, okay, let me tell you where I'm at emotionally and mentally. I just spent.
Let's talk about the book. So let's just stick with the book, please. Just
No. You're all here and you're gonna listen to this. No, no. I just spent 8 hours making a fucking video to update everybody on Clash, and there was a mistake in it, and that was the first comment. And I just want to put a gun in my mouth.
He
so
uploaded it just before we started this, which is a rookie mistake. Now that in retrospect, it's like, oh man,
trying was a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
So,
but what
I'm gonna do?
It was just like, hey, this is wrong, and it's all right,
well,
cool, let's just delete that, and we'll finish editing it later. And
yeah.
then
So
repost it.
I'll fucking start over when I'm done here. But I'm also getting ready to print out that nearly final PDF so that we can hold it in book form and look through it, and that helps me because I glaze over mistakes when they're in a PDF. I need a physical thing to flip through, and it just helps me. I'm tactile. But I really can't tell you how excited I am. I don't sound it because I'm dead inside. But when I hold that book, I'm hoping that it'll just reinvigorate
I'll feel feelings again.
Yes. I've been burning and cutting, and those help. But I'm thinking the book is really going to do it.
Good.
No pressure or anything, I guess.
So, now that I'm in charge of Jason's mental health, I will do my best to make sure that this is taken care of as quickly as possible. There are a couple of last questions that I had asked. You got to pretty much all of that. I know there's a couple of outstanding things that are coming down the path anyway, but when it comes down to it, I'm basically just putting final edits, and I'm going to be exporting all the PDFs and then making one big PDF for you, maybe, just so you can see it. But also, I think actually having them in separate PDFs would make it useful. But we're basically there. The only thing I have to do is just a couple of little minor tweaks and edits to a couple of things that we talked about. Finishing up the cover, I know that the back blurb is almost complete. I just added that in and realized that it's probably twice as long as the amount of information that I had on the back of the book, so I got to lay that out a little bit. Okay, we'll make it work.
That was my fault. I was
fine.
We'll just smaller font. We'll just, I don't know.
We'll do it in some.
Want me to show you?
It'll be fine.
You want to show the cover? Do you want to show the cover?
Did I? Oh, yeah. Yes. We could do that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also in the midst of talking to Print Ninja.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me move out of the way.
Look at it! Oh my gosh! I love it!
Look how thick that spine is. Jesus.
Oh, baby, that spine.
So, fun fact, that last line got rewritten 3 times, and I'm glad that Jasper did the last pass, because at first it was, the world of Theria is now in your hands, we wish you all the luck in the world. I removed both of the worlds, and then Jasper put the world back in. There's something kind of great about that.
So the reason that I did this "We wish you all the luck in the world" is because that's very much specifically on the very first page of the book, Welcome to Alara. And I said, well, let's make that consistent, and there you go.
Yeah.
And it's
so
thing that
this
Jason
is it.
says sometimes when everyone's about to die.
Exactly.
That's usually the
here
word you hear right before everything bad happens.
Exactly.
It is.
It looks beautiful.
It's so gorgeous, dude.
Right now, that The spine thickness is, I think it's 1.34 inches, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look. But that's an inch and a third. Like, that's a
Look at how big the word
is-
Theria is.
Yeah.
It's not a supplement. This is not a supplement. This is not a fly-by-night thing. This is a lot of info.
Yeah.
I believe in the book world they refer to it as Big Dick Swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is strangely one of the titles we suggested originally, but I think we landed where.
Barnes and
gonna be
Noble
the
said
cover
no.
art, too.
It was weird. They
That's
said-
the leather cover.
You can only have a name like that if it's a self-help book made in the last 6 years.
Oh God, you're right.
Okay.
So-
that looks
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Um,
It's beautiful.
Yep,
I
here we are.
love it. I love you. It's perfect.
talking to Print Ninja right now. We're ditching the gatefold and we're just going with a straight poster.
Yep.
We're still talking to them about that and adding the module book to the rest of the quote so we can pay that off. So that's just a monkey off our back, and that's one less, little
Financial concern.
Yeah, because we're getting there, man.
Real talk, taxes on that went up in the time. Like,
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was we knew that was going to happen. I don't think we expected it to happen as much as it did, but we got it.
Mm.
Tariffs, baby, tariffs. Like,
So many tariffs. But yeah, tomorrow Jason's gonna have a module day, so you'll work on modules all day. And yeah, and we'll print out that book.
how's
Now,
okay.
are you gonna have? Oh, sorry.
No, please go.
Are you gonna have anyone read over the module book, or
I mean, yeah, I'm still. It's.
I know it's not needing the traditional edit
Yeah.
like the main book.
Yeah, mostly because.
It's not a narrative. It's not.
No, and it's
yeah.
not like, oh, let's cross-reference these dates and everything. This is more da-da-da-da-da-da, like it's point A, point B, point C. So most of this is me pinballing back and forth between 9, 10, 11 people and making sure it's all right. And hopefully after tomorrow, I'm making these significant leaps now, because instead of stopping at each one and asking, hey, is this okay? I'm just going to take a stab at it and run forward. Because there's some people I just have a hard time getting a hold of. And I'm hoping they just go, yeah, that's great. If they don't, then I can make changes. But other than that, like, there's this fucking Rob guy. It just...
I know.
I
hate that guy.
He wrote like 40 pages of shit.
Like
and
40 pages. His grammar's impeccable though. It's great.
it's good. It's good stuff. Lots of
as far
commas.
as like actual editing goes, I feel like one pass would probably be enough. Like, and it's more for things like, hey, I think you meant inconvenient, not incontinent. Like.
No,
Like,
I meant
game-
I
incontinent.
can spot.
No, I meant incontinent.
It's kind of like
I know what I
square
said.
rectangle.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it needs a careful eye the way the main book did. Like, first of all, it would hold things up longer than I think we really have time to wait. And second of all, it's already written in like 12 different styles because there's 12 different writers. So
it's going to have a different flavor than the main book, and it should.
Yeah.
So
Like Jameson's first pass on the setting book 3 times was, hey, I need you two to sound like you're the same person while
Yeah.
writing this book, and that's definitely not something we can do with this book.
No,
So,
I think we
yeah.
can probably sand it down a little bit, but we're not going to try to make it look like the main book does, for sure.
do you remember
Exactly.
the heading days of first pass editing, Jameson?
Oh.
Man.
I do.
So, okay, I was a bit of a downer earlier, and I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Month, year. So, how is everyone feeling now that we're this close? Again, 390 pages. We wrote the blurb for the back of it, and I wanked off all over that just to, it's like, hey, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
That's why we're printing out a physical copy.
there are, 139 tables. 200 and what?
149.
Huh?
149.
149. I'm sorry. How many
You
characters?
should apologize to Jasper as well.
190, 290?
296 characters.
Honestly, no. It's actually 159 tables, unless you take the table of contents. That's what you told me yesterday, anyway. I haven't counted.
Yeah.
159, because the next one was
Oh, yeah,
160.
you're right.
You're like, can we add another one? And I
Yeah.
said, yeah, well, the table of contents counts as
Yeah.
a table.
160 then.
And
All
there
right.
are a few technically tables that I didn't count as tables because, like, oh, the Scion level up system, and I'm like, that's
Oh.
not really a table, so I didn't
counted
count
the
that.
tables. I definitely counted them as tables.
So that's why I was able to write over 150. So like it's accurate.
It's tons.
So
But like,
yeah.
just taking a look at all that stuff we've accomplished, like, how are you guys feeling?
I don't know what to do with myself. Like, it used to be that every day I had, like, at the end of the day, if I had spare time, I'd sit down and do book stuff. And for like the last couple of weeks, aside from this last pass of proofreading, I look at the to-do list. I'm like, none of that's for me.
Yeah. No.
I guess I'll go to bed.
Guess I'll get rest or
I
spend
got
time
to-
with my family or something. I don't know.
Like,
No.
I got to Jasper's questions today, and I was able to answer almost all of them by myself. There were 2 times I had to turn around to Jason and be like, hey, was Druck technically a king, or should we just remove that? Like, that was one of the questions, and, like, then I was done. What do I do? So I started working on an audit of the book budget because I'm broken inside. But, like, I got a choice. I could have not done that.
Well, speaking as the fresh pair of eyes on it, and the exact opposite of Jameson, because it's been a joy to come and sit down at this for the last couple of weeks. I am super, super excited now. This is like, I mean, I was super excited anyway, but this book has exceeded all my expectations proofreading it. So
Oh.
everyone should be uber excited.
And that's from one of our highest backers. I actually think you are our highest backer. Now that I think about it. So, like, listen to that guy. Buy our book.
Buy our
My
book.
book. Critic.
It's
It's a really stupid reference that I will not stop making. Okay, so, alright. Now we're just...
I feel pretty good about the fact that this is getting close to done, and so does Anna, and my children.
Yay! Who I will be able to, like, pay attention to again soon.
Basically, and start actually raising them as humans.
Good.
No, I'm actually super excited. It started coming together very quickly. Once it's like revision. Whoa, actually, it's getting light. Oh, crap. Actually, no more. I think we're done. And also, everybody's petering out, right? Like, Susan is done with so much proofreading, and she's also like, guys, I am done. I'm like, please don't make it anymore.
Susan
And
left.
she-
Let's be honest. Susan's gone.
She's at the bottom of a bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing we have left to do is give this to Val, so Val can give us from beginning to end all of her edits for I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
Speaking of that, the one big thing that remains once all of this is wrapped up into one PDF and or printed is the big lift is going to be the read mores, right? Where it's like there's a person, read more, see page XYZ, right? And those are going to have to be quadruple checked and done and right, and that's going to be a lot of work on your end.
Yeah, I plan to, when we get the printed copy that we are about to print out, I'm going to go through with a highlighter. And every time there's a read more, I'm highlighting it, and then I'm going to make a list in the Excel sheet for you. It already exists.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll definitely triple, quadruple check that, but I think that's the best way to go about it. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And that's the only reason I say that's a heavy lift is because it has to be accurate. And also I'm going to have to go in, and it's not a copy and paste thing. It's I have to go make sure, like, I have my screens all set up, and I'm like pointing at one screen and pointing at another one and typing it in and checking it again.
Yep.
So it's going to take a little bit of time for it to get right but that's really the big last layout and editing thing when it comes to printing pre-flight.
Jasper, that does remind me. When I do that, would it be all right if I use the physical book numbers now instead of the PDF numbers? Because I feel like the PDF numbers are the best way to fuck us all up.
Yeah, they are. It actually caused me problems. I have this whole. I'm not even worried about showing it to you, but I've got a whole piece of paper or two where Rob, you had put in turns out a fantastic suggestion around rearranging the fiction in Brightport and all of that. And I thought, oh man, because it was complicated, right? It's like math.
It was complex, yeah.
It was like, I see how difficult this was, and I'm glad that you could see it, right? You were putting it all together, and you were like, I see why this was challenging for you. If you took this half of a page and put it on this thing, but then you moved this one up to this one, but then you moved that to the thing, and you basically had an equation of like, here are the page numbers. And the problem is that since you last saw, or since you've had that since then, I've already added additional pages, and so I was like, I don't know what these pages are. So I had to sleuth and go back and figure it all out. I sat down. I basically had a murder board, like like yarn from one picture to another. And all I actually cut out. Basically, I created little spreads with the numbers on it and with a little diagram of what was on the page, and I had to cut them out and move them around until I figured out what you meant. And when I got it, I went. It was like it was. This is beautiful. You're right. You're exactly right. So I did it all. So thank you for that. But yeah, that was an interesting one.
That was one, like, you left it as a question. You were like, Brianna, what do you think? And I went, Jasper, that's you.
Yeah.
I just backed away. Like,
I like it, Jasper. Get on that.
I don't
Let's go.
understand what's happening, but your layout guy. Like, if you think it's worth it, and it turned out to be super worth it. So
yeah, it was worth it.
Hell yeah.
It was worth it. It was totally worth it, so thank you.
Yeah,
what else? There's a few other.
I came up with. I was like, I feel bad asking this because I'm sure this was a 20-minute discussion 4 months ago.
Dude, me and Bree were talking about that as I was going through notes, and it was basically a thing where you was like, why don't we just print the wizard stuff? And I'm like, oh, I like money, Rob, and I don't want them to take it from me, so let's not.
I feel like I phrased that badly, and I couldn't come up with a better way because I know you can't print the wizard stuff. It was just like, I just want to. Something.
And like,
right.
The thing on the cover, the little 5e on the cover, is gonna basically be that for most people. It's like, that. Just go
that
there.
Thing. But like,
your suggestion was great, but I also realized it's like, don't even touch it. Don't even go there. Like, don't even. This is not even worth it. It's like unicorns. Like, just, you know what? Let's just stay with unicorns.
And it's tough because like, you're walking in at the tail end, so you have to catch up on 500 little conversations that we've had, and it's, dude, you've done a great job. So
the same thing happened with Nick. He was doing editing. I had to keep like diverting him over to Susan because he's like, what decision do we make with this grammatical thing? And I'm like, I don't remember. I remember it was talked about. Ask Susan.
It's also been the brilliant thing about bringing both of you, honestly, on so late in the process was those fresh eyes. And so I think it's really, truly made this a far better product than it would have probably ended up being. It would have been fine and great, and we would all been very proud of it. But now it's like, going to be to the point where I anticipate people finding bugs, but that if they do, I'll be kind of surprised. But I'm sure there are a couple, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like,
almost going to be something. There's going to be something.
Anyway.
But
and it'll be the
so
first
wowed by all those tables.
It'll be the first comment. It's true. We just went through that. Yay!
I don't even know what's going to happen when it comes out. What else? There's a couple of other things. The read more stuff is going to be super critical, but that's going to be the biggest blocker towards getting it to the printer. The only other thing, of course, is the map, which we're figuring out, and that's. Once it's, that's just a decision that has to be made, and let me know how you want to handle it, and I'll be able to do whatever we need to do with it. But the good news is, if we're ditching the gatefold, and if we ditch the gatefold, that means that I don't have to rearrange any pages or make some adjustments around that. So we're good. I can start PDFs. Whoa.
Oh no, the Lego.
My wine.
Lego.
My wine. Like a wine glass.
I'm exporting now all the PDFs to be able to send over to you, and I can get it probably by the end of tonight as one big thing for you to print. However, I'm going to be exporting these things out at a low resolution so that the images are going to look janky. They're going in the print version that you have. expect it to be like, oh my gosh, it's perfectly beautiful. And the reason is the PDFs are way too big for you to print like that, if that's okay, right? So it's just images. They're going to be a little bit janky.
What
Did
am
you
I
hear all
printing?
that, or did I?
What am I printing then?
Oh, the thing that you have in your cart right now?
Yeah.
I think that's a
Yep.
not finished version.
That's a not finished version?
Yeah, I haven't sent you any versions that are done.
Oh, this was under... Hold on. Oh, boy, I'm glad I didn't buy this. This was under... And it's still changing it. So this was under layout round 3, and there's a combined draft.
Yes. However, I never told anybody that it was there. So, therefore,
I found an Easter egg! Yay! Okay.
I
So,
thought not. Like,
The
when
reason-
he said, and I was like, oh, Jasper must have hit him up through DMs or something.
I put it there last night, and I was going to say, hey, everybody, if you want to feel something fun, go look at this big book. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't want that to cause any confusion, so I didn't tell anybody. The reason is that there are still a couple of things for me to finish up from the editing, the revisions that I got today.
got
So
it.
hang tight. I'm going to do everything and upload it. Do not purchase.
Got it.
But we can use it to see how much it's going to cost.
Well, I already closed that window.
Well,
Never mind.
But I think the low-res image thing will be fine. We print it
Yeah.
in black and white anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it'll probably be okay.
They're going to be, they're going to be screen resolution rather like 72 DPI rather than print resolution like 300 DPI. So they're going to be janky, but the text is all going to be fine. Oh, that reminds me, Bree, a couple of comments that you made, you were like, oh, this isn't the handwriting for Milo. You need to put that one in there. Actually, those were the handwriting things for Milo and for Galen. So I want to make sure if you don't like them, we need to redo them
The
because
one
they
that
were
I
the
said
right ones.
I thought it was like, you know what might have happened is if it's not an image, maybe because I don't have the font, it didn't look like
That's
the
it.
font. Yeah, that's probably what it
You're
was.
probably right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
good. That makes me feel better because I liked it. You don't like it? Well, I'll have to go back to the
Yeah,
drawing board.
because
But I think it was just
we agreed on Milo, and I like it was like stock standard Arial handwriting for Milo.
okay.
So that was definitely just
good.
yeah, that was
All right.
computer
That's
shit.
much more.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Well, check out in the one that Jason almost bought. See if you like it in there. And then,
Perfect.
I'll make all the updates tonight and send over a big PDF. It's 388 pages. That doesn't include the cover.
Ooh.
I mean, it will. I can give you the cover. It will not. It will include the cover because I'll put that for you to print. Yeah. So 388, 390. Yeah, 390 pages.
That is so sexy.
That's so cool.
Yay.
Yay.
We're gonna have a book.
We're almost done.
Yeah. Well, you say you're almost done, but then the question I have for you, Jason, is when do you think module book will be ready for me to have in my hands to start doing layout?
Ah, the tables have turned.
Yeah, the tables have turned because the first thing I heard months ago was, oh, you didn't know you were doing the module book? Yeah. And also you have to do it at the same time because we have to print them at the same time. And the problem is that it's the blocker to
Yes.
sending to print, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
To remind you, I am one dumb motherfucker, and I thought that things would be going a little faster. Here's what it is. Okay. It is the 15th.
I mean, don't over. I'm just curious, what you think it might take.
I need a deadline or I can't function. So hold on. Jesus Christ, we have a recording every night.
Yeah, for the next.
Oh my
few
God.
days.
So New Bloods tomorrow, DM Workshop Friday, Town Crier recording. Saturday, Sunday is just game.
I just wrote game.
Game! Exclamation point. So I'll show up for something.
Oh, that's DRP.
Be generally prepared.
That's DRP. It says DRP on my screen. I don't know why it doesn't on yours.
Game!
Oh, does that import automatically from Facebook, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, point being, that's DRP, I promise.
Okay. Monday's the only day I don't have something because Wardens is on Tuesday. Holy shit. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. By Monday morning, I'll have everything you need.
I love Bree's expression right now.
Come hell or high water, if I have to
Yeah.
stay here 24 hours a day to get it done,
It's-
I'll get it done.
I'll
It's
sleep in
not
your
for
living room.
me. It's simply for being able to
Now I know
start working
it's,
because
it's for all of
I-
us.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can finalize the printing for the module book while that's happening. So my point is this: hang on, before you try to get it done on Monday, I still have a few days worth of work to compile and finish and get this into pre-flight, and I'm gonna have exporting issues because the images are too big, and then I have to fix something. Don't worry, like I have plenty to do. I don't need it Monday morning or Monday afternoon or Monday night. I need it sometime in the next couple of weeks, basically.
I've
Or
just
whenever-
How
Yeah.
about the day before Theriathon?
no, I just let me work at that pace, and then we'll see what's going on because
Let-
the cool.
Let's check in on Monday.
Okay.
How about that? Let's do a check-in on Monday on the module book.
The cool thing is I took on the hardest parts of it at like I front loaded all that. So as I continue working, it's all going to be downhill, and it's a lot of checking in with people. It's like, that was cool, and I can just check things off boxes. But
So
Leverage
here's something that would
moment.
help me. Is there any individual module
Yes.
that is effectively complete?
yes,
One. There's one complete module.
totally. And then I have
Completely
2 or
finished.
3 that are like, these are done. I'm just
Almost
waiting
done.
for sign-offs.
So knowing that they are pretty much templatized to the, right, I can copy and paste. The images will be in the roughly the same place, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I need that one so that whenever I do start to lighten up and I'm not having to work as much on the layout of the other stuff, I can at least start putting that together and start getting the module book together, because that's going to take some time. So if
Gotcha.
I can do that, that would be great.
Gotcha.
Which means, I've never seen anything about the module book yet. I haven't looked at anything about it. I don't know how long the text is. I don't know what the images are like. So we just need to talk about that for a few minutes and make sure that I'm sort of
when
on
you
the
when
rails.
you are ready, let me know, and we can do that phone call.
All right.
Okay.
It'll be within the next few days, but I know you've got lots to do.
Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
I was going to say, tag me in, and I don't know if Nick and Rob want to be tagged in too before it goes
Sure.
to Jasper, just so we can hit it. Whichever one you're going to send them, let's hit that one with edits right away. Get it so that it's just ready to be laid out.
Okay.
And if we can at least have that one to Jasper by Monday, and then while he's because he's going to have to work on template shit for that one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then that gives you time to finish up the remaining ones, and we can put it through one round of edits each. I don't know if Susan's going to want to be involved at this point,
I know.
but I figure if I look at it once, if Nick and Rob each look at it once, and it goes back to you guys, if it needs to go back to the backer, then fine. If not, then we can make the decisions if they're not huge, and just get everything to Jasper. But I just don't want to forgo anything for the sake of
Oh no.
you know.
And
So,
again, a lot of this stuff has, like, I've seen it several times.
yeah.
The module book even more than some portions of the base book, where it's like, I want people to be happy with it, so I'll send it back to them 5, 6, 7 times. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure? A little to the left? Okay. And then, like, it'll be a bit more polished than I think it's coming off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to, as long as we get it all through the same process, even if it's a truncated process,
Right.
I think that'll be fine.
I think we could totally expedite the editing process the way Jamie was saying.
We can deliver the modules even just one at a time. Just send them through the pipeline.
Yeah,
Put them in the
that's
Dropbox.
fine.
You know.
As long as I can have one and I can start just basically copy and paste and adjust as needed, that's great. That's what we did with regions, basically, but regions were far more complicated. I'm still making edits to regions, months later at this point. And my kids want to say hi, not their naked bodies in the bathtub, just their heads. Ready?
Okay, hello.
Hi.
I like that I could tell there was a conversation.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hello. I'm showing my hand. Okay. How I show my head? Here, I'm showing my head.
So anyway,
Very
I gave
good.
him a haircut by myself last night.
Ooh, we're in that level of quarantine.
First, yeah.
I'm so close to cutting my own hair, guys.
Don't cut your
I'm
own
so
hair.
close.
Don't cut your
We
own
agreed as a family
I
nobody
have
gets a haircut
totally been
until
doing
this is
it all
over.
along.
hair.
It's really good. Okay, cool. So modules, we get it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just the problem that I have with the modules right now. Not problem. The challenge is I don't know what I don't know about the modules yet. So I'm going to
Mhm.
bang it out as quickly as I can. But it is the next big blocker to sending everything to the printer. So even if the book is ready, it may not be in the printer right until the module is done. But I'll do it as quickly as I can.
And that's the thing is, I'm also going to be reading the hard copy while you're doing that, and it's 400 fucking pages. It's going to take a while. So like,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
Jason
true.
wants to read it
Actually,
too.
How many
so.
pages is that again?
The in my remember whenever I surprised everybody with, hey, you're being unreasonable about your timeline, and I showed you my timeline. Actually, in my little project plan that I quickly put together, that's exactly what was going on. It's like final edit and the read page more whatevers, and those couple of weeks was when I was going to be doing module layout. So I mean that's still true, even if the dates are not exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing I just want to mention, just so it doesn't get forgotten, is this can be after the book goes to print, but I just want to make sure we don't forget that we need a PDF pass for hyperlinks and all the extra stuff that doesn't go into the print copy. Obviously, that's a ways down. I just want to make sure we don't sweep that under the rug.
Yeah.
Because there's other. I mean, you guys, Jason and Bree, you're going to be mostly dealing with printing and shipping logistics at that point, but we can find
shipping.
but we can find whoever on the editing team hates themselves the most to go through and do hyperlinks.
I nominate Susan. Where the hell is Susan?
But yeah.
But
and
yeah,
that-
I mean,
So
as
I
far
see
as
how
the
this works.
team-
If you're not here, under
Yeah.
the bus you go.
Yes.
Jason also has 6 games to run. Like, we have a lot of things to do once this book does go to print.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I just want to, I think as far as once we go to print, the only thing the rest of the team has to do would be that, because you guys have to handle the rest of it, basically.
Right.
So.
Other than that, man, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
We're in great shape. I mean, this is getting close to the very end. I mean, the module book aside, because I know that's going to have its own complication, I'm sure at some point. The book at this stage, if you were to give it to somebody, it looks and reads and feels and is useful and valuable as an actual book. It's not printed, but it is actually a book, so it's pretty much there.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm proud of it.
God, I'm so proud of it.
It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That being said, everybody stay healthy, and I'll get you all the stuff you need, Jasper. And yeah, I think we're in good
Don't-
shape. I think we're good.
Don't kill you. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Just don't kill yourself.
Everything's fine. Everybody stay healthy. Thank you for sitting down.
Bye, guys. Have a
Bye,
good night.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. See ya.